So with that being said, I'm gonna start the show off a little. I'm gonna digress a little bit, from the topic at hand. But y'all gonna like it. So I'm studying. I always be studying, always have been. Well, no, that's too far. I've been studying the UCC for a little over 3 years, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. And that's the actual statutes that I printed off from the Secretary of State in my state. So, physically in my possession, been studying this code. And I want to talk about additional terms and acceptance or confirmation. This is the UCC 2-201. I don't know what it says in your state, but uniformly it's 2-201. This is formation and readjustment of contract. So, it goes on to define what a contract is: a contract for sale of goods, between merchants, contract which does not specify, a contract which does not satisfy the requirements of subsection 1, but which is valid in other respects, is enforceable. That's UCC 2-201 3, which is interesting, y'all. A contract which does not satisfy the requirements. So, there's requirements set forth in Section 1. And then 3 says a contract which does not satisfy the requirements of Section 1, but which is valid in other respects, is enforceable. In other respects, meaning, you're talking to them, you're paying them, ignoring their, presentments. Additional, so this is 2-207. 2-207. This is public information. I don't care what anyone says. A definite and seasonable expression of acceptance or a written confirmation which is sent within a reasonable time operates as an acceptance, even though it states terms additional to or different from those offered or agreed upon, unless acceptance is expressly made conditional on assent to the additional or different terms. Oh, man. Conduct by both parties. This is UCC 2-207. This is 3 right here. I just read 1. I'm going to go back to that. Conduct by both parties which recognizes the existence of a contract is sufficient to establish a contract. Although it says contract for sale, although the writings of the parties do not otherwise establish a contract. So conduct by both parties which recognizes the existence of the contract is sufficient to establish a contract. All right, y'all. So, if they send you a bill and you pay it, I'm going to break it down, straight up. And then that's 3. And then 1, definite and seasonable expression of acceptance or written confirmation, which is sent within a reasonable time, operates as an acceptance, even though it states terms additional or different from those offered or agreed upon. So that's a conditional acceptance. I don't know. I'm just hearing some weird stuff, so I just want to clarify some stuff. Because, and this is going to lead me into the topic, which is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act with regards to the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. All right? And look, I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I'm in a good mood, which I usually am. Plus, this is kind of humorous to me because I read this. Look, it's Title 47, which is under telegraphs, telephones, and radio telegraphs. Subsection 227, pretty much where it starts. Now, it's got amendments from 1994 and previously 1992, 1990, and so on and so forth. But I'm not going to read all this because this is like 16 pages. So, who wants to hear me just read 16 pages? But look, restrictions on the use of telephone equipment. All right, so this is how they work. Look, as used in this section, the term automatic telephone dialing system means equipment which has the capacity, all right, A, to store or produce telephone numbers to be called using a random or sequential number generator, and B, to dial such numbers. All right, so hold up. No, let me keep going. The term established business relationship for purposes only subsection B1CI of this section shall have meaning given to the term in section 64.1200 of Title 47 Code Federal Regulations is in effect of, January 1st, 2003. Except that, A, such terms shall include a relationship between a person or entity and a business subscriber subject to the same terms applicable under such section to a relationship between a person or entity and residential subscriber. And B, an established business relationship shall be subject to any limitation established pursuant to paragraph 2. And then it goes into to define the term telephone facsimile machine. And, because when you're writing your own stuff, you can define your own terms. So look, I'm going to go back to the term automatic telephone dialing system. All right? Because when we get into this, we get into the prohibitions on restrictions on the use of automated telephone equipment. Okay? So automatic telephone dialing system means equipment which has the capacity to A, store or produce telephone numbers to be called using a random or sequential number generator, and to dial such numbers. All right, so I want to let y'all know. And I'm not an attorney, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a tax attorney, I'm not a CPA. I ain't go to law school, I don't have a law degree, law card, bar card, yard card. Not a mayor NAR card, but I've studied this stuff, and I'm telling you, automatic telephone dialing system to store or produce telephone numbers to be called using a random or sequential number generator, and to dial such numbers. That's a cell phone. That's a business desk phone. They got I think they got terms in here for automatic dialers. Don't get me started though. But that's a phone. It's a phone system. It's a business phone system. Public business phone system. It's a telephone. It's a pay phone. It's a phone. It's a telephone. Automatic telephone dialing system. Your cell phone is an automatic telephone dialing system. All right, so we got that established. The term established business relationship. Such term shall include a relationship between a person or entity and a business subscriber, subject to the same terms applicable under such section to a relationship between a person or entity and a residential subscriber. Telephone solicitation. This is 4. The term, because I skipped the term telephone facsimile machine. Because, hold on. No, I'm not going to skip that. A telephone facsimile machine means equipment which has the capacity, A, to transcribe text or images or both from paper into an electronic signal or both. Into an electronic signal, and to transmit that signal over a regular telephone line, or to transcribe text or images, or both, from an electronic signal received over a regular telephone line on paper. So, it's a fax machine. But I mean, what's a regular telephone line? These days, a regular telephone line is a cell phone. And does your cell phone have the ability to transcribe text or images, or both, from paper into an electronic signal? Mine does. I got this little program called, what is it? Scanner app. Scanner Pro or something. That's a telephone facsimile machine if I'm talking, because that's equipment which has the capacity to transcribe text or images, or both, from paper into electronic signal. I do it all the time. I take pictures of documents, transcribed, from paper, turn it into a PDF, and email it over a regular telephone line. Regular telephone line is a cell phone. That's regular. More people have cell phones than landlines. That's a regular telephone line. The term telephone solicitation is means the initiation of a telephone call or message for the purpose of encouraging the purchase or rental or investment in property, goods, or services, which is transmitted to any person. Such term does not include a call or message to any person with the person's prior express invitation or permission. You hear this? So that they have your prior express invitation or permission to call you. It doesn't include you. Okay? But it would include you if you send them a letter, with tracking, so they got it, saying that they don't have permission to call you on the phone. That applies to them. But I digress. B, to any person with whom the caller has an established business relationship, or C, by a tax-exempt nonprofit organization. Cool. Within their rules, they're not supposed to call people. That they don't have an invitation to call. Term 5. The term unsolicited advertisement means any material advertising the commercial availability or quality of any property, goods, or services which is transmitted to any person without that person's prior express invitation or permission, in writing or otherwise. Do they have your express invitation or permission in writing or otherwise? That's why they record calls. Because that's or otherwise. A call recording is or otherwise. This call may be recorded or monitored. Then you hang up. If you're truly private, you send them a letter. Restrictions on the use of automated telephone equipment. Oh, this is it. It shall be unlawful for any person within the United States or any person outside the United States, if the recipient is within the United States. Debtors, to make any call other than a call made for emergency purposes or made with the prior express consent of the call party using any automatic telephone dialing system or an artificial or pre-recorded voice. First one is any emergency telephone line, obviously, 911, any emergency line of a hospital, medical physician, or services office, healthcare facility, poison control center, or fire protection or law enforcement agency. This is two little eyes. To the telephone line of any guest room or patient room of a hospital, healthcare facility, elderly home, or similar establishment, or, 3i, to any telephone number assigned to a paging service, cellular telephone service, specialized mobile radio service, or other radio common carrier service, or any service for which the call party is charged for the call. So check this out. Even if you're not, even if it's not, and I'm just reading this. Title 47, subsection 227. So you got cellular telephone or any other service for which the call party is charged for the call. So, you got unlimited minutes, right? But you still pay for that unlimited minute package. You got a home phone. Maybe it's unlimited home phone minutes. You still pay for those home phone packages. Get where I'm going? This is debt collection. And I should do a series. B, to initiate any telephone call to any residential telephone line. Okay, so now we're talking about residential telephone lines. Using an artificial or pre-recorded voice to deliver a message without the prior express consent of the call party, unless the call is initiated for emergency purposes or is exempted by rule or by order of the commissioner under paragraph 2B. Or C, to use any telephone, facsimile machine, computer, or other device to send to a telephone, facsimile machine an unsolicited advertisement. You got some regulations. This is part 2, regulations, exemptions, and other provisions. Come on, how the commission shall prescribe regulations to implement the requirements of this subsection, so on and so forth. So it's, spelling out of how they will prescribe and implement changes. We are under 3, private right of action. I want to talk about this. Or actually, I'm just going to read it. A person or entity may, if otherwise permitted by the laws or rules of a court of a state, bring in an appropriate court of that state an action based on a violation of this subsection, or the regulations prescribed under the subsection to enjoin such violation. B, an action to recover any actual monetary loss from such a violation, or to receive $500. So it's either or, to receive $500 in damages for each such violation, whichever is greater. Both such actions. If the court finds that the defendant, so this would be, those who woefully violate this, title, finds that the defendant willfully or knowingly violated the subsection or the regulations prescribed under the subsection, the court may, in its discretion, increase the amount of the award to an amount equal to not more than 3 times the amount available under subparagraph B of this paragraph. So you can ask for $1,500. Now, willfully or knowingly, all you have to do is put in that they're operating under, state statute, wherever they are, and under federal statute, such as it may be. And ignorance of the law is no excuse, right? So that's the case for willful. At the very least, how do you rebut that? I'm saying, y'all, this is diamonds. This is gold and diamonds. Get the diamonds. Get the gold, get the silver. Wait, get the silver, get the gold, then get the diamonds. Wait, get the silver, get the gold, then get the rhodium. Oops. Then get the diamonds. So this is a private right of action. Within 120 days, the award shall be, so I keep reading this. Regulations. The use of databases is permitted. Prohibition. Hold on. Construction, recovery, venue, service or process. Okay, so let's check this out. Any civil action brought under this subsection in a district court of the United States may be brought in the district court wherein the defendant is found or is in an inhabitant or transacts business, or wherein the violation occurred or is occurring in process, in such cases may be served in any district court in which the defendant is an inhabitant or where the defendant may be found. Look, file this in your state courts. That's where the violation occurred or is occurring. You don't have to go all the way to their state or wherever they're located at to file this. That's ridiculous. But obviously it says any civil action brought under this subsection in a district court of the United States. So bring an action in the district court. Figure out how you do that. How do you do that? Our buying processes, y'all. Just learn how to do it. These guys are selling processes they learn in the public. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to say with regards to this. So, I said that with regards to, the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. So, if you got debt collectors, specifically, let's be specific. If you have debt collectors calling you, whether on your home phone or your cell phone, it is a violation unless you have explicitly given them permission to do so. So if you have called these individuals, if you call them, that demonstrates that it's okay for them to call you. Unless you send them something in the mail stating, I can call you, but you have no permission to call me. Send everything in the mail. Or something to that effect. Because they can't go against what you say. But if they are calling you every single time they call you, it's a violation. Beginning with 500 or up to 1,500. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I am friends, or what? I'm an associate. Is a part owner in a debt collection company. An associate. They're my friend. And he told me that, when they start up this company, they set aside a certain amount of money, whether it's, insurance, that they buy an insurance or, a certain cash reserve for lawsuits, debt collection lawsuits, debt collection actions that are brought into action against them. They know that we don't understand this stuff, whether it be the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act or the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, which I wasn't even up on. So I think it's very interesting, and I'm going to say it one more time. The term automatic telephone dialing system means equipment which has the capacity to store or produce telephone numbers to be called using a random or sequential number generator. Sequential, if y'all don't know, and I'm not trying to be pejorative or insult anyone's intelligence, but sequential means just one after the other, like in sequence, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not a random sequence. It's sequential. So, whether you can pull out your phone or pick up a phone and dial a number at random or sequential. So it has the ability to store or produce telephone numbers to be called using this random or sequential number generator, and the capacity to dial such numbers. That's every single office phone. If they have a number stored in there for the receptionist, you push a button on the phone and it dials the receptionist, and she picks up, or he picks up. That's a stored number. In an automatic telephone dialing system, you walk around with these things. The thing of it is that they describe these things in very elusive terms that are illusory. Back to UCC 2-207. The conduct of both parties which recognizes the existence of a contract is sufficient to establish a contract, although the writings of the parties do not otherwise establish a contract. I mean, you answer the phone. That's, hey, so bottom line, and let's get into some trust right here. It's all about offer and acceptance. Everything is offer and acceptance. Everything. And otherwise, you're going against natural law, pretty much. So, an offer within this realm, so they say they got your number, however they got your number. A nefarious means they obtained your number. So, these so-called debt collectors, alleged debt collectors, are dialing your number with an automatic telephone dialing system. That's an offer. The acceptance is when we answer the phone and we engage in conversation, whether we understand it's a business conversation or not. Whether we understand, UCC 2-207 conduct by both parties, which recognizes the existence of a contract. Look, if I don't know who you are, I'm not going to answer the phone. I'm not going to talk to you. Who are you? Just explain yourself. There's a maxim of law: the spoken word flies out the window, the written word remains forever. All that talk is cheap, money talks and BS, BS walks, whatever. So it's, it's all about the correspondence, the presentment. It's an offer of presentment. So whether answering the phone or not, you can record the fact that the call was made in the first place. Create evidence of such recording and file an action. These are the powers that we have, along with the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Third parties off the top, from the beginning, from the jump, from the giddy up, from get-go, from Jump Street. Do not have a contract with you. They're a third party. Whether this person sold the debt or not, whether you acknowledge that debt or not, the third party has no contract with you. Validate and verify, not just verify. Validate and verify the debt. Say both terms. Use both terms specifically. Validate and verify the debt. According, in line with the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. I know a lot of our people are getting hurt with these debt collectors. It's going to get worse. Please believe me. In my opinion, contrary to popular, demonstration and belief, the economy is not doing well at all. I travel quite a bit, and I see a lot of commercial space empty. If people aren't buying, it means they're not getting money. When you're not getting money, you restrict your spending to necessity. There's a lot of houses for sale. People aren't, the housing market is slowing down, squeezing. They're saying because the supply is tightening, which means that there's essentially less houses up for sale. BS. That's crap. Houses are being sold everywhere. Those who know are selling right now. Bitcoin. We'll talk about Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin is crazy because, I'm not really into it, honestly. even though, it's crazy right now. But I'm not really into it. Cryptocurrency, I'm not really sold. I will allocate into some sort or form of cryptocurrency relatively soon here, but not, you need power and you need a network connection. I don't need power or a network connection to know, if this is real corn or this is a real axe, if this is real gasoline, you know what I mean? This is real gold or silver specifically. So, not really with it, but Bitcoin, I'm really looking at it. It got up over $2,400, which is amazing. A lot of people are stumped. It's got a lot of people stumped. Nonetheless, in my opinion, it's going to drag gold and silver with it. It's going to happen relatively quick. And now is the time to get your hands specifically on silver. If you ask me, Horatio saying silver, hit me up, admin at welcometothefoundation.com. And I'll let you know how to get your hands on it privately. Straight up. No strings attached. But, understanding how to deal with debt collectors, alleged debt collectors. Because, look, here's the thing. According to, administrative law, if I send you a bill and you ignore it, go ask an attorney. They'll give you, if they think you're, a sucker, they'll give you a free, consultation. And, no disrespect. But basically, if they think you don't know anything, they'll give you a free consultation and see where you're at, where they can get some money. And go ask them this, though. If I send you a bill, say I got sent a bill, and I didn't pay attention to it, I ignored it. If I send you a bill and you ignore it, and I send you that bill again with a certain notice, and I send it again with a certain notice, and you ignore all of these bills, it's a default judgment. Administrative defaulted you out. Now, once that's happened, I can show that. I can substantiate those facts. I take it to a court and get a judgment on the facts, default judgment. Now I can attach that judgment to any of your assets, personally. Anything that you own. Doesn't matter. Bank accounts. Take that, go get a lien on your bank account. Start garnishing your wages. These are things that we need to know specifically on how to handle these specific situations. And what, debt validation is, debt verification is, and, what is prohibited with regards to the legislation. Federal or state, these entities that, they are created under, which do business under. Knowing these rules are going to be important, especially, coming soon, if not now already. I know. I've seen car defaults on car loans are up. Defaults on student loans are up. These amounts of student loan debt, which is on the balance sheet of the United States, is exponentially growing. I looked at the chart for the last 10 years. It's crazy. It actually is mind-boggling. Very interesting. So, I just want us all to be aware of what's going on. I want us to be aware of what's to come and what can be and what we can create. I think, the main things with regards to the shows that I do with regards to the foundation is just basic, or what should be basic information that everyone should know in order to protect themselves. You're doing business every day. I don't care what entity you're using, you're doing business every day. We can argue up and down the block. But if it has a reporting number, one of those 9-digit numbers, I don't care how you hyphen it, you're doing business in the commercial realm. Whether you're ignorant to that fact or not is not up to me, on me, or responsible to me or my problem. The fact of the matter remains. And what we need to do is get into position to where we can do business from a more educated standpoint. And I ain't trying to specifically and particularly dumb this content down. But I feel like, coming at this information at this angle is definitely stepping on some toes. So whatever. But let it be known, this is public information. There's a difference between public and private information. There's a difference between informed individuals and uninformed individuals. There's a difference between those doing business primarily and only, specifically, exclusively in the public, and those who are doing business privately through private entities that happen to have control and ownership and right, title, and interest in public entities or agencies, businesses, investments, so on and so forth. But we got to get the basics of the public, what we're already doing, before we can jump on this private bandwagon. But if you think you're ready to do that dance, that private dance, the one where many come and many walk away from, hit me up. Admin at welcome to the foundation.com. That's where I'm at. I ain't nobody special, just like you. I studied extensively. So I hope I came at it today, this evening. Telephone Consumer Protection Act. I hope you understand what your rights are. I hope you understand how you can exercise them. I hope you understand the monetary penalties that are enforceable. And I hope you understand that there is a Telephone Consumer Protection Act when it comes to debt collection. And, it's all a debt collection, ain't it? Think about it. It's all a debt collection. If they're sending you something in the mail or calling you in an intent to get money, that's a debt collection. There are specific rules with regards to the collection of debt, and there are rules with regards to and restrictions on the use of telephone equipment in the process of attempting to collect those alleged debts. Venezuela filed bankruptcy, y'all. Puerto Rico is bankrupt. Greece is bankrupt. Iraq is bankrupt. Baghdad is bankrupt. Zimbabwe bankrupt. So many countries is going bankrupt. Don't get scared. Get prepared. Allocate and diversify your holdings. Get your hands on real assets. Scramble if you don't have them now. Don't freak out. Don't trample people like the Walmart videos, you know what I mean? But get your hands on some silver. It's very cheap right now. It's very, very cheap right now. An ounce of silver will run you about $20, $21, $22. 1 ounce. It's been all the way up to like 60 something, I think. I don't know. I'm quoting from my head. It's around there, though. It's close. When it does that, that's when you exchange out of it and do something else. But you got to get a plan. And what's your plan? Hopefully not to work for another corporation, a dead entity for your life and depend on that, some sort of retirement that you're going to get from the government or some other dead entity. Because that's not being a God. And don't we say peace to the gods? I'm just trying to lay the foundation. This is with regards to the collection of debt. This is simple. We're doing business every day. Debts are a part of doing business. We live in a debt-based economy, a debt-based society. Credit card is debt-based. Your cell phone, if you got a postpaid account, that's debt-based. They charge you afterwards. Mortgage is debt-based. Car loan is debt-based. How do we deal with these things? And I'm going to try to go to the phone lines, y'all. 424-222-5250. If you want to call in, you got a question or a comment, that'd be cool. Or not, not's cool. Not's fine too. They got another number, 563-999-3625. If the 424-222-5250 does not work, push 1, man. Hold on, this ain't going to work. This isn't going to work. Nope. No, phone lines aren't going to work. But it's all good, though. I would highly recommend, going to the website for your state or your Secretary of State and finding Uniform Commercial Code within your state and finding this UCC 2207. Now, there's probably going to be some other numbers in front or in back of that because it's your state statutes. But overall, that's it. You understand the form, formation, and readjustment of contract. And check this out. They define a merchant. Definition of a merchant. Where's it at? Where's merchant? I just want to say this real quick. Merchant means, check this out. Merchant means a person who deals in goods of the kind or otherwise by occupation holds out as having knowledge or skill peculiar to the practices or goods involved in the transaction, or to whom such knowledge or skill may be attributed by employment of an agent or broker or other intermediary who by occupation holds out as having such knowledge or skill. I mean, what is that, yo? I mean, I'm pretty good with legalese, but that tripped me up. So I'm going to study that one. I'm going to check that one out, yo. Y'all help me out. That's UCC 2-104, the definition of merchant. All right. I'm going to get ready to close this off. I'm definitely having issues. I don't think it's probably me though. I don't know if it's my connection or what, but I can't even. I'm trying. Hoping y'all still hear me. HighFrequencyRadioNetwork.com. Like I said, go to the PDF section, sit there, chill, do your dance. It's an enormous amount of information. You sit there and read until you understand. You'll be at a point that most of what people around you will never see. And then, understanding that talking a conversation with people who aren't really on your level. But nonetheless, it's dope. It's where you want to be, even if you are on the level by yourself. Eventually, you're going to find people who are on the same level, and isn't that what it's all about? Change and growth. So check it out. I mean, there's commerce, trust, information, esoteric information, commercial, banking information. It's amazing. And I can't recommend it more. Shout out to Big Brother Yusuf, you know what I mean? Holding it down. Shout out to everybody on Hot Frequency Radio Network. Shout out to you for, checking out the show. I really appreciate it. I know. I got callers, man. I can't. All right, so I'm going to be honest. I'm having problems with my connection. I got callers. I think this is the brother. Peace, you there? You can hear me? $803. See, this is what I didn't want to happen on the show. I'm trying to bring the callers in, man. Look. Let me try this. I know. I'm getting text. 803-5742. Peace. 803-5742. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace. It's Jay. Can you hear me?
Peace, Jay. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly, man.
All right, yeah. You on the line, man? How you doing? What's good?
Man, we missed you, man. We missed you. But it's I appreciate the show, man. I'm just glad to have you on here. Dropping this knowledge and helping people realize that it's more information to consume and interpret than there is time to do it. So the time is now. Plus, I'm excited that the next event is it's a month out.
1 month, yeah. 1 month today.
Almost.
June 24th.
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I am as well, man.
It's
Todd
real,
Bay, man. I mean, the brother's a legend. Let's just be honest.
I can't wait. I'm excited. And it's so much to consume, man. I mean, I've been telling people about Puerto Rico, Venezuela, It's just so much, man. I just learned today that Puerto Rico is not called Puerto Rico. That's just the quote-unquote corporation name.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And Rico, like Puerto, is like the rich port, Puerto rich.
Yeah. I'm not United Statian. How can you be Puerto Rican? But, I'm just, hey, man, I'm not going to say but so much on, Just know I appreciate what you're doing, and I know I'm speaking for everybody else who's listening, and, we appreciate what you're doing, man. That's some valuable information. Anybody still questioning whether or not it's time to go private, man, you get your head examined. Real. Time is now. I wish I had done it sooner, but I appreciate you. Everything happened for a reason, how and when it should, so I'm glad I chose to do it, quote unquote, under your wing, with your guidance. I appreciate that. So just wanted to say that. Check in,
Appreciate you, man.
Next.
This is This is our brother from Upland Credit. You can check them out. Foundation, uplandcredit.com. Once again, that's foundation, uplandcredit.com. It's credit, repair, credit enhancement, credit funding. So, repair, enhancement, and funding. Get the stuff off your credit. Get your credit score up, and then get you some funding off your credit score. There's an informational video. It's pretty, pretty good at
It was still
explaining
working.
it. Yeah,
Still working. Making it even better.
But it's it's legit. I've seen the results. I am a witness. I don't need to be a believer. And if y'all interested and you're already looking at some sort of credit repair or credit repair agency, definitely check them out. And once again, that's foundation.uplandcredit.com. Yeah, man. I always appreciate you, man. Shout out to the trustees in the private. Everybody going private. Going private at light speeds out here. Causing a ruckus.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you calling.
Likewise.
I'll holler at you, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, peace to the guys.
Peace.
Yo, I was out with I'm not even gonna put his name out there because I don't know if he's cool with this. But I was out with a business partner of mine, and we were talking to a brother, and the brother was specifically, I'm gonna be honest, he wasn't specifically talking to me, but he was talking to me because he was talking about homie, because I'm with my homie, and this is what we do, and he was like, man, y'all need to slow down, and start talking about all this stuff in the public. So it's happening. I knew it was gonna happen. I'm sorry, I knew it was gonna happen, but I was gonna let y'all know it's happening. So and then there's other things going on, So, but we ain't gonna get into all that. And I ain't never talked about something to someone that they couldn't do nothing about it, because that just makes you feel helpless. So just want to let y'all know, man, Pancake and Toes is in effect for the 2017. Yo, and it's like, it's cutthroat out here, man. Well, I don't care. I'm still traveling. Still coming to a city near you. I ain't scared. I'm out here every Wednesday. The foundation was so L. But I guess we're ruffling feathers over here at High Frequency. With that being said, man, I see y'all, but I'm sorry. I'm going to end the show. I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to you. In closing, I definitely want to say that, a lot of times we are placed in situations to where we're required to make a choice. And that choice is we're either going to choose self or we're going to choose soul. And I think the struggle between self and soul, I know it's real. I've seen it. I've seen the losses. I've seen the wins. And it comes down to this, regardless of what you think or believe, I truly understand that everything that we do is being written down. The living word is us, if you ask me. And that's what's happening right now. So as you live and breathe, you are writing your own narrative. The things that you do, not only the thoughts you have, but the demonstrations, I think more importantly, and the intent behind those demonstrations really, really add up towards the end. Not only later, but even currently, because you feel a certain way about yourself. It don't make you feel good, don't lie. So, in this path, on this journey to wherever we're going, there's multiple times where we're required to make that choice that I could call the self or the soul. Some say the ego or the soul. I think that makes it more impersonal. It's the self or the soul. And on your path, choose the right path, whatever it is to you. Agreeable, disagreeable. Some would argue and say that there's nothing inherently negative. It's all about perception. I'm not even getting into that. Whatever is you, homie. The bottom line is you do good and you feel good and reap the benefits of good. You do bad. I don't know if you feel bad, but you definitely reap the benefits of bad, even if it's through your reputation. You feel me? Thief? Cheater? Racist? so on and so forth. Y'all hear where I'm coming from? Love yourself, bottom line. If you love yourself enough, nothing on the outside is going to make you go against to what makes you feel good or what is true to you, or make you lie to someone like, like I'm cool. It shouldn't be worth it. It's never worth it. Don't do it. Appreciate yourself. Love yourself. Say 10 things that you appreciate in your life. This evening, before you lay down and go to sleep, lay down with a smile, go to sleep happy, wake up happy. Even if you got to watch stupid videos, you are treasured, you are cared for, you are loved, and you deserve it. And that's the biggest issue, in my opinion. And yes, it's a strong opinion. It's all about what you think you deserve and what you don't, as to why you do the things you do and the things that you don't. And you see the things that you can and perceive the things that you won't. You're worth it because I'm worth it. Thank you for checking out the show. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all is the reason why I do this. I want y'all here with me. So on and so forth. And I ain't talking about all y'all because, man, some of y'all, let's be honest, some of y'all is some, you know what I'm saying? But y'all know who I'm talking about. To everyone who's searching, to everyone who's looking, to everyone who knows their worth or is at least trying to find their worth, I got your back. To everyone who wants to do good, who wants to benefit, to everyone who, you know, at least walks into a room and tries to leave it better or cleaner than, you know, the way they found it. I'm with you on that. Let's do some good. Let's act accordingly. Let's behave. Let's be the counterbalance to all this tomfoolery we see before our eyes. I ain't gonna sit there scared. I'm out here. You out here with me? Next week, I'm gonna be out here doing the same dance. HighFrequencyRadioNetwork.com. June 24th. Admin at WelcomeToTheFoundation.com to RSVP to get information, so on and so forth. It's going to be cold. You're going to be out there with Ty Street Bay. I appreciate you. Love you. Peace to you. Peace to yourself. Peace to everyone you love. Peace to your surroundings. Peace to your mission. Peace and honor. Peace to the God.
We're going to sing all the way live. High Frequency Radio.